And stream. I almost forgot to put myself in the camera. I have to add myself, and it was going to be a black screen. That's not helpful. So anyway, this is homeschooling littles. I have a 5-year-old. This is how I started homeschooling. This is my jam. I love it. Love, love, love homeschooling littles. You know what? Let me try something for a minute. Let's see if it'll let me do that. Okay, I'm looking to see if I can add myself into a different group. Homeschooling. Okay, guys, I'm doing, if you're in the preschool, kindergarten group, I am doing the not quick start. I've done too many boot camps this summer. I'm doing homeschool boot camp, and we're talking about homeschooling littles, and I thought I would just add the homeschooling kindergarten preschool group just because I thought you might be interested. So anyway, we are talking about homeschooling littles. For those who don't know me, I am Devin. I have homeschooled 5 kids for 17 years. I have homeschooled 17 years now. My oldest is 19, and yes, I began homeschooling when he was 2. What happened was I graduated from university. I had a 2-year-old and a newborn, and when I looked at daycare, it was going to be astronomical, especially if I put him in the one I wanted to put him in. I had actually done a project for middle class and women. I had a women's study class, and I did a project. I was pregnant with Cole at the time, looking and researching daycares and how much they cost and what they offered and all those kind of things that people know because we all know as women that it is hard to homeschool, or it's hard to work and have littles. We know that. We all know that. So anyway, I did a project and I saw probably 20 daycares. And so when I had Cole, we decided that we would not put him in daycare. I was in school, and my husband's job had changed, and he was able to watch him when I needed to be on campus. And then when I had Juliana, I had just graduated, we decided the amount of money we would have to pay was more than what I would be bringing in. So we decided to stay home. So my mom homeschooled my sister. That's how I started. That's one of my first, and I met missionaries that homeschooled. So I kind of knew it was a thing. And I started thinking, well, maybe we'll just homeschool for preschool. So my husband said, okay, we'll do that. So we homeschooled for preschool. And then by the time kindergarten came around, I was hooked. I loved it. And about that time, we had another baby coming. So we decided that I would stay, that we just continued homeschooling. So I've homeschooled 17 years now. 5 years ago at 45, I had a surprise. So she is kindergarten this year. So I have experience. I've homeschooled all of them. They have not been in the public school system. And if y'all are just tuning in, I put this in 2 groups because we have the new homeschooling kindergarten preschool in Alabama group. So I just thought I'd throw it in there too, that mamas might want to see it. So anyway, we're talking about homeschooling littles, and sometimes when you have littles, you have multiple littles. So we're going to talk about that too, because I had 4 all together. They were all stair steps. In fact, the week that I brought Olivia home, Cole was still 6. He turned 7 the next week. So I sat there on my bed with 4 littles, and they were 6, 4, 2, and a newborn. And I was freaking out because I was like, what have I done? I'm like, what are all these little eyes looking at me? And I'm in charge of them. How am I going to keep them alive? That's how I felt. So anyway, when you're homeschooling littles, the first thing you really have to do is give yourself grace. And I hate it when they get so big because I feel like my face is cut off. But give yourself grace. That is a really, really hard thing for mamas to do. So I always want to go back to that we're all learning. They're learning, and the beauty of homeschooling is we can learn too when we don't know things. We treat ourselves as professionals. We're constantly looking to how to make things better. Now, with littles, for those that don't know, I worked in a group home before I graduated college. I was a teacher's assistant. So this is one thing I learned. I was teaching everybody. I probably should have been a teacher. Attention spans are about 1 minute times their age. That is one thing that I always tell mamas is with your demands and with your plans, you've got to be realistic. Littles, their attention span is about 1 minute times their age. And that can be on a good day. So if you have a 3-year-old and they're really interested, they might stay longer. If they're not interested, you're shooting for 5 minutes or less. You just have to be realistic in your plans. Littles, sit down work, depending on their age, I'm saying 30 minutes, an hour for maybe an older one. And that's sit down work. I'm not talking about play. They should be learning play all day long. And we're going to have the Tiny Learners Boot Camp later. Let's see, is it in August? It'll be in August. And we'll go over. I've been researching stuff, trying to make things fun. I tend to fall back into what I know and forget the fun stuff. And there's things that are really cute. Like somebody posted Play-Doh kits yesterday, and they're just so cool. And I want those so bad. But, we're going to talk about those, how to find them, what to do. And we're just going to talk about different stuff like that. So anyway, let's see. Where are my stuff? Okay, so if you have lots of littles and you're like, okay, my information may be all over the board, just go with it. And if you have questions, you can put them in the comments. I will see them and I'll go back and read them. Right now, they don't have it real easy. I'm like on the banners. Okay, let's see. Attention spans. If you are, okay, with mine for kindergarten, okay, everybody's different. Don't go around thinking that you have to do things exactly like me. I'm just going to tell you what I do. I had lots of littles. When I started with Cole, I used a form of homeschool teaching called classical, and I feel sorry for that baby some days. I really made him work. When I started adding littles, it was not as easy to manage. So these are some things I did. So if you have lots of littles, language arts, which is phonics, and math are individualized. Everybody has it on their on their level. That's the word. And if you have, for me, when mine are little, I did not add an official history, science, or electives or anything extra. We did math and phonics. When they finished phonics, then we would add in spelling or vocabulary or anything like that. I do not do handwriting until phonics is done. Most phonics programs will have handwriting. I mean, I do fine motor skills. We write things in sand. We write things in Play-Doh. We use stamps. I mean, we're doing things to build our muscles. Their hands are not even like an adult hand until they get much older. I mean, there's an article somewhere I can find. But, I mean, they're not quite ready. So doing things, using tweezers, picking up cotton balls, playing games, gross motor skills, jumping, running, things are important. These are important for learning. So I encourage those when they're little. And then I move on to handwriting once they finish, what's it called? Once they finish phonics. I think I may be tired today. I'll tell you, for those who haven't watched, my 19-year-old decided that he would apply to college today. And I have filled out financial stuff, and I have filled out, well, he filled out applications. I didn't do that for him. But he kind of blew my mind, and it wasn't like this morning. It's like he told me at lunch. So it's been kind of a crazy day. So anyway, let's see. So how do you know what they need? Because you're going to get bombarded with lots of stuff out there, and there's things like scope and sequence. If you're going back into the public school system, you do need to pay attention to what they cover in kindergarten. If you're going to go in kindergarten next year at a public school, you need to see what they want them to know before they start. That's very important. But if you're homeschooling, then you can be a little bit more relaxed, but you still need to pay attention to what milestones, because that's really what they are. They're milestones. What milestones they need to be hitting so that you know that they're consistently moving forward. And I'm going to show you where I look. Some of the places I look. Let me share my screen. So anyway, where is it? I'm there it is. This is a kind of a fiddly. I know you can see me, but I cannot really see you anymore. But that's okay. I will come back and check and make sure there's no questions. Okay, where I usually send parents, one place. World Book. And you can, when it comes to milestones, you can talk to your doctor. My pediatrician always has, every year, they give me a, are they hitting these milestones type thing. So when you go here, let's see, I'm going to click on that. This is for kindergarten, but I'm going to, let's see, where did I go? If I can go back. Excuse me. Let's see, we're going to go to, let's see if it'll pull up all of it. Come on. Work a little bit. Okay, I got it. There's cookies. Not the cookies I want, but you know, they're there. They're being difficult for me. Resources. Okay, I'm going to go back and see if I can get it to go where I want it to go. Well, okay, here. This is probably the right one. Okay, so here is a typical course of study. And what they have is like a compiling of all the school systems all over the place. And they can make this really great list. So, you know, here's preschool. Approach activities with curiosity. These are what they want, the milestones. And then they have arts. So they have things to hit. They even have some related products if you want to look. And they have there. I mean, this is a good place to go for to see what they're hitting. You can Google, if you know your school that they're going to, you can Google that school and ask for scope and sequence. You should be able to pull that up. I know Alabama has it on their website. Erin posted it the other day, and I will find that and post that. So they have things, and they have every grade going up. Another place to look, let me go back to Google. Google, what is that? Google, my mind went blank. PBS used to have a great one. Let's see, kids milestones for preschool. There it is, whole child, ABCs, and they have all this stuff that you can go through, and it talks about different stuff. And then I think it goes back to, let's see, what grade is that? Oh, that first 5 years right there. That's what it is. So they used to have it by year, and I think they've gotten rid of that. Maybe people were too stressed out over it. So this is in the child development area. But they used to have it by age, but I haven't been able to find that because I used to have it like all printed out. But I mean, you can go Google milestones and their age. You can find different stuff to find what they should be hitting. We'll make sure there's no questions. Let's see. So, let's see. What was I gonna? There's lots of, okay, for my kids. And this was one of the questions on phonics. And I should have made a banner for phonics so that you people can see. Let me create one because it helps. With phonics, there are steps. There it is. Phonics. So with phonics, there are steps. You can always start with letter recognition. You can buy a curriculum, but if they do not know what the letter is and they don't know the sound, the curriculum's not a lot of help. So you can do that. All Teachers Pay Teachers has, I actually bought one that was letter recognition, and I like lots of games, make things fun. We don't need to sit down all the time. I'm going to unstart. Well, no, I want to share something. Let me see. Let's see. Teachers Pay Teachers is a great site to get. There's lots of free phonics out there. You don't have to buy a huge curriculum. So like, look, free phonics curriculum. Lots of stuff out there. There's Teachers Pay Teachers. They've got stuff. Let's see, you can go free because I like free. And let's see. So they've got, let's see, tired. I mean, they just got lots of stuff you can find. You can find a lot. They got some emergent readers. We'll probably use that kind of stuff. So this is kindergarten. You can get pre-K over here. This is a great resource that I like to use when I'm looking for something special. They have priced ones too, but you can get that. I'm trying the Good and Beautiful this year. I have not used it before, so I don't recommend it yet because I haven't used it. In the past, I used American Language Series with 4 of my kids. I have used other ones. I like Teacher Monster to read. I'm hesitant to use an app with a child as their only source of curriculum because if there is a hole, you're missing it. And that's just one thing about working online. If you're not paying attention, then you don't realize they have a hole. Math will be hands-on. I'll use it for fun. I'll let her play games for fun, but yeah, I don't think a small child needs to be on a computer device for curriculum without someone paying attention, because if they miss something and because somebody was talking about Teacher Monster to read and they're like, well, they guess. Well, guessing's good. Guessing's okay. They realize if it's good or bad, or if it's right or wrong, or if they've picked the wrong thing. It's not good for you to give them answers. But then again, you could be fine because there you're getting repeat. But I like to have a actual curriculum because you need to know. I mean, especially if there's some kind of problem going on, you won't know if you're not sitting down with them. For math, we are using kindergarten. Let's see. Math Confidence for Kindergarten, or Kindergarten Math. I always forget the name of this book, but it's new. It's Kate Snow is the name of the lady, and she's got a math. I think it's Math Mama. She's had a website for a while, really neat stuff, and she posts stuff really nice. And she just came out with kindergarten. I've heard the Good and Beautiful is really great. When you're buying it, if you're before kindergarten, math is things like rote counting, counting blocks, being able to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you move and transition to being able to, you see 3 blocks and you know it's 3 blocks. So that's just something. I think that's just me. I have wild math curriculum. I have not used that one yet. I'm going to try bits and pieces out this year to see how I like it. I think it's great for supplement. I'm just not 100% sure yet. I haven't used it. So you reset the Teacher Monster to read every once in a while because your 4-year-old. Yeah. Lacey's like, well, this is the thing we get with Lacey. She guesses and she wants us to answer for her. But then I see she'll start reading something like, the jam is red. And I'm like, okay, so she wants us to guess, but she's doing that. So what we've done is we leave the monster she created. We just make a new monster that she has to start off with, and it starts her back. And it builds confidence. But if I don't have a set curriculum, then I'm just afraid to trust an app. I have heard great things about Right Start Math. I have heard really, really great things about it. I have the game set someone gave me on my shelf, and that's one of my plans is to have a game day at least once a week. And then she can be included in it. She's kindergarten. I don't think she's quite there. I don't know. We'll see how the year goes. I didn't buy it because it is kind of pricey, and math is usually, with the kids growing up, it was usually my big expense every year. It still is, but I almost got gun shy because I have not bought those. I mean, my kids are on, what do they do? Teaching textbooks online, which is not, that starts at like 3rd grade, and I would not start a kid online before then. And even then I would watch very closely, because if you get a hole or you start messing up, it's really hard to catch back up and I mean, those are just, math and phonics are the 2 important things to learn, because if something happened and you put them back in the public school, that's really where they're going to base their grade on. So I always try to keep math and language arts very, very strong. I love the Good and Beautiful for the older ages. I have not used it for the littles yet. So I'm just kind of hesitant to say, hey, yeah, this is the way to go, because I haven't done it and I don't know how it works yet. We're going to do the primer. Even though I know she knows the letters and the sounds, she likes to, we don't know if she's guessing wrong. That's the thing. You're just not sure. She has that kind of personality where she thinks it's funny. So I don't want to miss holes. So I'm starting her in primer, and when she completes that, I'll move into the kindergarten, because I just think it's important to not have holes. I used American language series with my older girls, and they do good. They read. But I feel like I pushed my youngest one a little bit too fast, even now she says she hates to read. So there's free stuff online. You can find lots of free, and even at Teachers Pay Teachers, you can find lots of free there. I bought a letter recognition and sound recognition on Teachers Pay Teachers. It was only like $4 or $5, and it had lots of games to teach things, and it was really nice. I just didn't use it. I'm like, I will probably throw it in there this year along with what I'm doing with the Good and Beautiful. That's what happens with me. I never printed it. I never processed it, and that was my fault. What else? What do y'all do? She wants science, and I do not schedule other subjects because of her age. I want to make sure I hit those. But then I have the science kit for extras, and then the big kids can do it. I make the big kids do something with her. That's a luxury when you have, I'm going to stop the share for a minute. That's a luxury when you have littles. You have bigs. You can actually, it keeps them off the computer for just a little bit. And then the baby's not, because when she was little, they would try to put her on the iPad and be left alone so that they could, go ahead. You think primers are good? Yeah, that's what I was worried. I was really worried about where to start her. I really, really like the upper level. I don't like high school too much. I don't think it's organized well enough. And I don't think the lower high schoolers are ready to organize the material, because it gives you everything in units, but it doesn't tell you how much to do every day. Like the littles have a lesson 1, lesson 2, lesson 3. So that caused problems. We ended up taking 2 years to do it, and so I won't use it for high school again. I don't think, not unless they reorganize it, because we absolutely love the elementary and the middle school. The girls love it. We thought we organized it well, but it didn't. She finished it, but it took 2 years, which is okay. I mean, that works out. Lacey would like to do she wants science experiments, and so I think science will be a Magic School Bus video with a science kit. Then the big kids, to be able to hand her an iPad, they've got to do a science experiment. Most of them will do it just for fun. They like it, but they want to play on the computer, so the rule is they've got to do something with her, because she gets so sad when they start school back every year, which luckily she has school this year. So she does have school. That is almost ready to go. That is my August. My August, we will be lesson planning. Let's see, what else do y'all, when you have multiples, I don't know if I said this earlier, I'll say it again since some of y'all hopped on. When you have multiple kids and they're little, combine everything you can. I did. We had math and language arts on their level, and then history and science was always done together. When Cole was in early elementary, I thought the kid was so grown up. Guys, I look back and I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm like, how old did I think this kid was? I mean, I compare him to Lacey now, and now it's like I have a whole different view. I'm like, oh Lord, poor kid. But we did Story of the World, and they loved it. We got the CD because I love read alouds. I want to love read alouds. I just don't like to do it. I'm like, so I like to have audiobooks, and that is totally an option. Audiobooks are awesome. I'm thinking I'm going to add some kind of Amazon, what do they have, a dot, something small, but I can turn on audiobooks. I'll show you one that I love, and it's actually got an app, and I'm considering that for I need to screen share first before I do this. Let's see. There is one that I discovered when the kids were little, and they loved it, and I loved it. And now I've seen where it is an app, and I am going to. It's a paid app, but I mean, she was very worth it. Let me see. Y'all probably already know it, and y'all think, oh, that old fogey, we already know that. It's Story Nori, and she's British, and she has, look, she has all these free stories and things to do. Let's see. I have to move this up so I can see. Make sure that this is the right one, and they have it. Somebody hadn't grabbed it. She was British. Let's see. Okay, here it is. Sacred Animals of she just got a lot of advertisement. But they had a lot of stuff. I mean, they have history stories, stuff you can pull. I mean, at least you can listen while the kids are little. Let's see. There's a way to. But I did notice they have an app you can follow on YouTube and everything. I'm going to have to check that out. They have a podcast. I noticed they had oh, here it is. See, I completely, poems and music. There they've got stuff to listen to. Myths and the World, classic authors. So you can go there. So they were just Dickens. They just have beautiful things to listen to. And so that's one thing I'll do with her. Probably pull stuff up that the girls are studying while they're doing that. Let's see. What else? All my people are coming in. I love Mystery of History and Story of the World. The guy's name, I can't remember his name right now. Yeah, Sunlight's awesome for picking up books and finding a great book list. We really, look, I didn't even realize I could do that. Look at that. That's new. Look at that. Okay, I know y'all don't probably want your name on there, but that was pretty cool. But yeah, I like Story of the World. That's Mystery of History is one. Mystery of History is one we used when they were older because I liked the short segments. Story of the World, I loved the audio, and well, you know, when I started, I don't think Mystery of History had an audio, but yeah, I'm comparing them now to see which one I want to pick up for Lacey because you know she'll be pretty much on her own by the time she starts history. Let's see, Olivia will be in 8th grade next year and she'll be in 1st. So by the time I really get into it, Olivia is going to be pretty much gone and it's just her. So kind of trying to decide what we like. My big girls are doing the high school version of Story of the World. It has another name. And I'm looking forward to that. Olivia will kind of be on her own. She'll kind of, this year she'll go along with her sisters a little bit, but she's got her own. It's just weird. It's a weird mix now that they're getting older. Let's see, what else? I like nature study, lots of nature study, things outside. That's a good thing for science. It's just exploring the world. Lots of great, beautiful books. I will try to next week in the kindergarten group to show some of the stuff. I showed some stuff that we had the other day, but I have other stuff. I mean, I've got to clean my school cabinet so that everybody can see. I mean, I love curriculum. I'm a curriculum junkie. What did you say? Whoa. Oh, yeah, did you see your name? That was funny. I was like, I don't even know how that, I didn't even mean to click on anything. And I was like, whoa. Didn't know that you could do that. But, yeah, I guess it's good if you wanted to share comments with people. I'm like, I guess it's good. But I'm like, that's weird. Didn't know it could do that. But, anyway, I try to keep this to 30 minutes. We're still doing in the homeschool boot camp. We still got that going on. We've got 2 more days after today. And then at the end of the month, we're going to do tiny learners. And I'm really, whatever, if y'all are in the kindergarten group, post and let me know what you want to cover. Because I like looking, I like researching and doing stuff. It was funny, wasn't it? I was like, whoa, where'd that come from? I didn't know it could do that. I almost started hitting everybody else's too, but I was like, well, they might not want me to. Sometimes if you don't give it permission to say your name, it'll say Facebook user. I'll do that one day. We can be incognito. It's a um, Facebook user. Facebook user one wants to have this question. They're anonymous. It'd be kind of funny because you're not really anonymous when you're on Facebook. They have the name, but um, science is so fun. You could do that's almost like unit studies. Check out the wild math curriculum. They start at kindergarten. You could probably pull some of the ideas out for him, but it's very much nature based and doing things out. And it's not expensive. It's only about like around 20 for the whole curriculum. It's a download. I'm very impressed with it. She has beautiful pictures, which I know that does not mean it's beautiful work, but everybody talks about it, and she's got a great group to give you ideas. Let's see, who is it? Root and Bloom is a secular curriculum that's very much Charlotte Mason. That's who they suggest that you use for their curriculum, and I like how she's doing things. It's like hands-on, like the way she does it, where it's hands-on in nature, and I think it really kind of pulls ideas for that. With science, math is science, science is math. They're pretty much, math is intertwined, I think, with everything. Everything. I think we have a very mathematical world. You can find lots of lit in the wild math curriculum. She has a book list. You know what? Even the math that I bought, Elysia had a book list, and I haven't bought them. I'm hoping the library. I actually need to go request them. They're pretty good about buying stuff when you ask for it, but I need to make suggestions, and I've got to get on that. That's what August is all about, planning our year out. But no, math and science is very much nature study. I mean, all of it, it's all intertwined. It's just, there's lots of great books out there, but I'll try to see if I can find some links to post today on some books. Because, y'all know I love morning baskets and having a relaxed morning where we read books, and I try to get something from history and something from math, and something's in there, and then I have a game in there just to have a nice, easy start to the day, because I'm not a morning person. So we're doing a little cuddling and stuff, and then reading some books on different stuff. One I got is called Christian Nature Reader, or Nature Christian Reader, or something like that. And it's just like letter A, and it's all about the alligator, and then letter B is on something else, and C and D, and it's kindergarten level. So my hope is eventually I'll be able to hand it to her to read herself. That's when I bought it at preschool, that eventually they say it's kindergarten level, but I don't know a kindergarten who could read that. But when she learns to read after she finishes phonics, then my hope is that I keep it on the shelf and she'll pick it up and read it later. I don't care. They wanted to know if they could cook something, and I'm like, I don't care. Costco has this Chinese fried rice, and they love it, and they go through like 2 packs a week. And then Nick went shopping today, and he brought some in, and they're begging to eat it. And it is very good. But let's see. I will see if I can find some. With me, okay, you have to separate, and I separate to keep it fun. What I try to do is I have the book work, and that's just something we have to get done. And I always taught them that, there are sometimes life's just not fun. But then I want lots of creative activities. I always had a block box and an art box and a sewing box and Lego box. So I try to keep things. I had lots of craft. Most kids like crafts. I like to get very active. It's like I suggested to a friend one time. She was trying to teach sight words. I'm like, I'm sorry. Finding YouTube videos that go along with what's going on. I like to do games like, if you're letter hunts or sound hunts or flies, so she likes fly swatter. So we were hitting A's one day or hitting B's, or a lot of it is just if you have an attitude and you're feeling happy and excited, then she'll feel happy and excited. Yeah. I mean, I remember doing that when they were little. I'm like, I'd get upset. You get overwhelmed, I think, sometimes. But um, pulling in some games. There's a group called Game Schooling My Little Poppies, and she has that. It's a huge group, and they have lots of great game suggestions. You can type in, okay, what can I use for phonics, or what can I use for kindergarten math, and they'll give you like a whole list of games to play. So I would pull in games. I would pull in educational videos, like Letter of the Week. I would pull in. I mean, there's YouTube has tons of stuff. There's tons of great apps out there that you can let her. I have an iPad. Well, Lacey has an iPad, and there's only her stuff on there. So I can put on the list, okay, play this game, play that game. And that's the extra stuff. Sometimes curriculum. I mean, just checking the curriculum. If it's overwhelming, you may need to change to something else, and that's how it is. But focusing, it depends her age. Let's see, K5. I mean, that's going to be about 5 to 10 minutes tops per subject. I'm like, they don't focus long, and you have to present that information in several different ways. I mean, find way, like if you're teaching a math concept, find ways to do it with blocks, find ways to do it with cars, dolls, cooking. I mean, you just have to find different ways to support that information. I mean, what we do here is, I mean, we started off with lots of reading, lots of, yes, that's exactly right. It's the tool. That's what I try to tell y'all. Curriculum is a tool. And if it's not working for you and it's not a good fit, then you change the tool. It's not your master. Yeah, exactly what you said. It's not your master. It's not the king. If it's not a good fit, then you're using the wrong tool, and it's okay to change. It just may be a bad fit. And that's something I've had to teach myself. That's hard for a homeschool mama to look at a curriculum they sunk money in and time into, and then just take it and sell it on eBay, because people will buy it and buy something else. And you can ask a lot of mamas, ask what they're using. I'm using some different stuff. I'm not even sure I like it yet. I mean, I'm trying a couple of new things. I know I can't go back to what I used before because that makes me cringe. We used Matthew C. and loved it for years, but I got a little burnout and can't go back to that. So I'm kind of excited, but it looks like there's a lot of games. But games are good, and there's a lot of learning games. I like Game School. My Little Poppies, I love Game Schooling. It's a whole new concept to me. I tend to be a little bit more toward unschooling now than I was. Don't know how that's going to play out with my kindergarten. It may completely change before she's done. But let's see. Make sure I'm not missing any comments. What else? I think it's about time. I think it's about time to wrap up. I've got to get Lacey and put her to bed. We're hitting 9. I've gotten really lax lately. She thinks she can stay up until all the big kids are up. Since they're up, they like to stay late. So it's not good for her little body. But anyway, I will see y'all tomorrow in the boot camp. Tomorrow we have special needs and, special needs and working from home. The two topics that I feel the least prepared for, okay? I'm just telling you. And then on Friday, we have high school in the morning, not in the morning, but at 6. And then we have, what's the other one? There's another one. Oh, where to find help. I agree. And Right Start Math, we have that on the shelf. That'll be included. And then the math. And then the Good and Beautiful. I've heard it's full of math games. So those are some, I mean, I think a lot of people, what I used for the kids was very streamlined, and they had blocks that were almost like Legos, and that was it. It was great for ADD because there was not a lot of busy color. and it was really streamlined and we could get through it. But I don't know that it's the best fit for Lacey. It's a good one if you need something where they're not distracted. We really enjoyed it. We used it for over 10 years. And then Mama burned out and couldn't open the book. So then we switched to some other stuff. And those were good fits for a while. But now we're using teaching textbooks with the big kids. The little girl, no. I have not settled on anything. But I leaned toward Bright Start Math. But it was that price tag. I just couldn't sink that much money into something I didn't know. And I probably should have done. But I'm not unhappy with what we got. There's lots of games. We'll do good. Good thing I have confidence in myself, right? Right. But y'all have a wonderful night. I will see y'all tomorrow if you're in the homeschool boot camp. If not, I will see you soon. I know I promised the kindergarten mamas that I had 2 busy weeks and then I would do some stuff for y'all. But anyway, we will see you soon.